I guess I have to unmute myself, huh? Ooh, that's loud. Motherfucker. Yeah, there we go. Indecisive. Ugh. Ugh. Forgetting my own character design. The fuck am I looking at? What is this thing that I gave him on his forehead? No, I guess it is rounded. What the fuck? It just looks fucked up because of its head on, I guess. Yeah. I know what my character looks like. I designed this man. The fuck am I looking at? Sleeves are not that long. He looks like a gremlin! No, that is how I drew him. What the fuck? What? That is how I drew him. Something doesn't look right, though. Just the angle of his ears, I guess. It's fucked up. Hi. Hold on, I need to turn my music down. Here we go. Hi.
Hello. What are we drawing?
I'm doing a doodle of, Nightshade.
Nice.
But I'm confused because I feel like something looks wrong, but I can't figure out what it is.
I'll let you know as soon as I actually have my browser up.
Could move his mouth up, I think. Yeah. Oh no, I don't like that.
I think he's coming along pretty alright.
Yeah, it's something about the ears felt off model to me, but then I actually compare it to the reference and it looks the same. It literally looks the same. Like, I have them lined up on my canvas just right just now that
Oh my gosh.
I switch between them, the ears the same. That was an accident.
That's really funny though. How are you doing today besides getting the art done?
I'm alright. My back is killing me because, yesterday we got some really heavy, freight in, and nobody helps me with freight.
Oh.
Like, honestly, and I don't wanna be like, nobody helps me at work, but like, if I am, like, the only time anyone else will ever step in and do anything, like, in relation to, like, the stuff that I do, is if I am physically not there. Like, if I call in sick, then they'll do stuff, but even then, they don't always do things. And they'll just leave it for when I come back, and I'm like, you know, you could have helped a little with that.
Yeah. That's super lame, especially because it sounds like everyone there is, like... Actually, this is another one of those, like, no one seems to help each other things that your job kinda, your workplace kinda does.
Yeah.
From the sound of it.
What is that sound?
Is it, like, a high-pitched beeping?
No? Oh, that's the other music! That's the stream music that I'm hearing. Oop. It was making like an eerie noise.
Ah,
and
I see.
It caught me off guard. How was your day?
I slept for 4 hours, and then Grandma went home to pack up some things, because she's staying here and, like, being mom for mom at the moment, basically. She's been doing the majority of, like, taking care of, like, Mom, watching, like, how she's handling like, medicine and stuff like that, whatnot, and keeping her arm in the correct position. So I got to be primary mom watcher while Grandma was out, and like, oh, it's fine, I guess. Mom seems to be handling stuff really well. It's just kind of unfortunate that she can't do a lot of stuff with just her left arm, simply because she's on the heavy side. So like that makes like using the restroom in general just kind of troublesome. Doing anything like across her body is a problem. But no, she's handling stuff well. And then when Grandma got back, I went back to sleep, and I woke up to Discord call going off.
See, it seems like you're always, like, resting whenever I turn the call on.
Hey, it's fine. If it wakes me up, then I get to... It's a good wake-up call because I know I'll be hanging out with you. Or Jay. Jay also wakes me up with calls pretty often, but Jay is also awesome.
know what kind of pose I'm going for here. I'm just blocking out a body and hoping it turns out.
I'm not even sure I'm going to draw, but if I do, it'll come after I eat some stuff. Also, hi Smithy.
Wow, the stream music's really loud for me. Hold on. I can hear from a distance that it's KK slider music. Let me change the song that I'm listening to. There we go. Oh! Ooh, I almost slipped. Oh! So an action figure I pre-ordered like months ago finally got here.
Yeah.
Hold on, I will send this... That's Joe's DMs. Wow, Discord almost didn't want to send that.
Ooh.
He's so super cute.
I think you were talking about ordering this a while ago.
Oh yeah, it was
when we
a
were all
while
watching
back.
shows.
Because this one was released alongside a Mr. Freeze and a Booster Gold action figure, actually. And when I went to pre-order Ambush Bug, he was sold out. I had to go find somewhere else other than my normal like action figure website, because Ambush Bug was completely sold out, but Booster and Mr. Freeze were not.
Everyone wanted him. Also, I gotta be right back.
Alright. What am I doing? I gotta figure out what this chassis looks like. It's like... just had to pick a difficult car to draw.
Back.
Welcome back. I'm trying to figure out how this chassis is actually supposed to look. Because I did obscure it a lot in the original drawing you did, so...
I was thinking about it, and if I made a Transformer character, I think the car I'd go with is an El Camino. Specifically, probably the one my dad had.
I love those cars!
Me too. Like, I don't think I've actually seen one besides my dad's, and his was red with black flames on it.
That's fucking awesome!
Yeah. There's such a cool and, like, funky looking car. And, like, I love cars that are kind of non-standard. Technically speaking, it's classed as a pickup by, like, the government.
But it's tiny, like a regular
still,
car.
Well, it's classed as that because of the bed. I
Yeah.
think I don't remember exactly what the thing is, but
I
yeah,
would
it's
think
like
that's
his was
correct.
really low to the ground.
I love those cars. I wanted one since I was like a child. Even now, my mom is like, "Why don't you get one?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Why don't I?"
It's the
Oh,
best of both worlds. You got a truck bed to haul things in, and it's also shaped like a car.
yep.
It's just a shame they don't really make them anymore, I think.
I guess I wouldn't know. I don't really keep up with what cars are still being made and what ones aren't.
I'm pretty sure the last like production run of those was in the 80s, I want to say.
Oh wow.
Like they started being made in 59. I did a report on this for school at one point, but I don't remember all the details. But like 59 was when they were first like being put together. And then sometime in either the late 70s or early 80s they stopped making them.
They're all over the place here.
Ooh.
Probably wouldn't be very hard to get one here. What the fuck? I decided I don't like that chassis shape. We're gonna change that. We're keeping the pattern, but we're changing the shape. Nope, I don't like that. I think you should give it a shot designing a Transformer. Honestly, like, it was something that very much helped me in a lot of ways with certain parts of anatomy, too, because, like, you kind of get to see the breakdown of, like, body, you know, body shape and stuff.
I probably will give it a try at some point. Like,
That's too bad.
if anything, it would be fun just because, like, you don't see El Caminos very often anyway.
What? Oh, actually!
Well, up here anyway. What's up?
One of the Transformers games they're playable. One of the Transformers DS games let you customize your own character, and the El Camino was one of the available choices for an alt mode. That's where I first learned about it.
Ooh.
That was actually that game is the reason I wanted one. So you know what? Not only would it be cool because they're not a super common car, like, and all that, but also because it would fit in the world of Transformers since they are an option to play as.
That's pretty cool.
I love that game, by the way. That game is so fucking good. That was the tie-in DS game for the original, the first Michael Bay movie. And
oh, actually, I know which game you're talking about then.
Yeah, Transformers Decepticons.
I didn't have it, but I played it on a friend's. Yeah.
Yeah! Okay, so that game is really, really, really interesting because it's the tie-in game to the movie, but it did not follow the plot of the movie at all. Welcome back, Smithy. Here's the thing. So they had released Transformers Autobots and Transformers Decepticons. Both of these were like sister games and tie-ins to the movie. Transformers Autobots followed the plot of the movie, just with your self-insert character as like a feature of the plot. So basically you did everything that happened in the movie, but instead of like, you know, following around Bumblebee and the human guy, you followed around this OC character. The Decepticons game was not that. The Decepticons game had its own unique plot, which was incredibly well written. Well, better written than the movie, I would argue. Which is a shame, really, but... So the thing about the Decepticons game is that the plot of that game was basically that you played as a Decepticon scout who was being sent on, parallel missions to the things going on in the movie, and trying to further Megatron's plot and, like, work your way up the ranks of the Decepticons. But by the time that you get to basically the top rank of the Decepticons, like, you've thwarted, like, Starscream's betrayal, you've helped Megatron take down all these Autobots, and you've done all this stuff, Megatron kills you at the end! And says that he can't trust anybody! Like, and it's like really well done. Like, the betrayal at the end of the game was incredible. I actually watched a really, really good video essay on it where the person was talking about how, like, it was probably the best tie-in game that they had made for any of the Transformers movies. Because despite the fact that it was a tie-in game, it did something unique instead of just being a repeat of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I played the shit out of it when I was a kid. I still have my original copy of it, too. Oh, that game is so fucking good. The only disappointing thing about it is that at the time that it was released, it had a really long list of, like, vehicles that you could scan as an alt mode, but some of them were locked behind online events that are no longer supported. So, like, even if you have the game still, you can never get all of the alt modes. Which is unfortunate, but, you know.
I'm sure you probably could if you if you like hacked your DS.
Oh,
There's
probably. But...
Well, actually, this might be before proper archiving of that stuff. Now that I think about it, though, so maybe not.
I think it would just depend on, like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah, I don't know exactly if it would still be doable, but I would love to give it a try, at least. But I don't know how to hack a regular DS. 3DS hacking is easy, apparently, but regular DS, I have no clue.
Mm-hmm.
The other part of what's unfortunate about that game is that, like, a lot of the really good features were restricted to, like, local play. So, like, there were really good mini-games in that, like, multiplayer mini-games, as well as, like, exclusive maps that could only be accessed through local play. And, like, those are just completely locked if you're the only person who has the game in, like, your friend group or whatever.
That was still kind of the era of, like, Nintendo handhelds still being like, we want you to play this with your friends.
Yeah.
So, like, that makes sense. There was a lot of, like, stuff that you could only do in multiplayer or download play in... it might have been Phantom Hourglass, like Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
and a few other games. I don't remember what they were called though. They were my friends, not mine.
What the
I
fuck
kind
is
of missed
that
that,
noise?
honestly. What did it sound like?
Something in my house.
Uh-oh.
That might be rain, actually. Or maybe not.
Well, you do not want that in your house.
Never mind, it's one of the cats. They're scratching something.
Wait, are you sure that's not me? Because you said that as soon as I started drawing on my tablet.
No, it's one of the cats. They're in a cardboard box behind me.
Ah, okay.
I don't remember how I did this the first time. One of these days, I've got to play some of the Transformers games on stream, because, like, then I could really, really dig into that shit.
That would be pretty cool to see.
Especially because, like, the games are some of the games are part of the aligned continuity, so I could talk more about that. Not all of the games. I think there's a game called, like, is it called Destruction? What is that game called? Devastation! Devastation! It's called Transformers Devastation! That one, I've never played it, and it's not related to the aligned continuity. But Joe says it's really good. It seems really good, too. It's got, like, that good G1 comic book style.
Ooh.
And that intrigues me. I am very much a sucker for video games that are heavily stylized, like comic book-looking games. Shit, wait a minute. There we go. Oh, wait. I should do this. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, man. I think getting back into Transformers was exactly what I needed creatively, because I've felt like I've been in such a slump lately. And not to say that I haven't been enjoying the things that I usually enjoy, but like this feels like I'm really back in the swing of shit. Plus, like, I feel so silly, but I was at work yesterday and I got to thinking about the comic books and got so excited thinking about rereading them that I was like shaking like a chihuahua. Like excited dog wiggling. I got so excited. I was like, yes, yes, I'm gonna read the comics again and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna read again. What is this, Slayer? Oh, well. I had a thought also about Nightshade specifically, that the car that I picked is a convertible, so when he's in robot mode, the soft top of the convertible should be able to fold out of his back as bat wings.
Ooh, that's a really good idea.
I like that idea a lot. Aside from Transformers, though, I've been listening to D&D podcasts that have got me wanting to make my own fantasy world. So
make that world.
Yeah, I've just been thinking about, like, oh man, I want to do fantasy stuff. Not necessarily, like, run a game or anything. Well, I do eventually want to try and run a game again, but I was like, oh, I want to make OCs like you would see in a D&D campaign. That would be so fun. I have to remember how I decided to design his arms. Welcome back. Made that joint a little too long. There we go. Oops. The only thing about drawing Transformers that, like, becomes a pain after a while is, like, when you've been doing it long enough that you're like, oh, I should know how to do this, and then you draw something a little weird and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Because I'm like, oh, I know how Transformer joints work, and then I go and draw them and they look funny and I'm like, well...
Well, I do not know how those work. I'm just kind of I'm trying different methods of slapping parts onto a, like, stick figure at this point.
You know how like art tutorials will show you like a block shape of something that they draw like the normal shape over? It's
Mhm.
basically that without drawing the normal shape over it.
Ah.
What's this? I don't like that. Nope. I definitely said that this is the last time that I had this particular playlist going on my stream, but I love the fucking Luigi's Mansion Courtyard theme, which is what's currently playing. Oh, Luigi's Mansion is one of those games that, like, is so special to me. I never got to play any of the ones that came after it, though.
You never got to play the other ones?
No, I wanted
We gotta
to.
get this man's Dark Moon right now.
I wanted to so bad because, like, Luigi's Mansion was really special to me. It was like a game that I grew up learning as much about as I could to, like, play it really well. And, like, you know, cause it had, like, different outcomes for, like, how much money you got and stuff, and, like, completionist shit. That was my goal. Also, I learned how to speedrun that game. Did you know
Ooh.
the record speedrun for Luigi's Mansion is a little over 9 minutes and 30 seconds?
Nope. I've never looked into Luigi's Mansion speedrunning. That's pretty
Yeah.
impressive, though. What kind of skips do we got?
So, the part of the... Hold on. The part of the speedrun that takes the longest is the fact that you have to complete the first boss. Because the glitch, the skip that you need to do is performed by doing a glitch that only happens immediately after you defeat the first boss. Because essentially, the first boss, once you defeat the first boss, I can't remember the exact direction you have to press on the D-pad, but you have to, like, position Luigi just so that when he respawns in the room where you meet the boss, he will spawn behind the chest that gives you the key to the next area. When this happens, it will fling him onto the wall above the level, and if you very, very, very carefully edge yourself along the wall all the way to the side, it will fling you down to the bottom level to the final boss.
Ooh.
And all of this can be done in under 10 minutes.
That's pretty cool.
it's very, very hard to pull off is the problem. I could never get it to work for myself. But it is incredible, and like I was so into like learning that back in the day. Like that was like the only game that I actually knew how to speedrun. Did you know that I think it's the 100% speedrun for Donkey Kong 64 is around 5 hours?
I think you've talked about that one.
That one I only know because I looked into the average time it takes to beat the game 100%. And the speedrun, the speedrun, time came up. I like when speedruns are longer just because, like, it makes it feel more doable for somebody like me. Like, I'm not really big into speedrunning overall, but, like, if I wanted to speedrun Donkey Kong 64 100%, like, 5 hours feels doable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
The most recent speedrun I looked into was the speedrun time for Putt Putt Saves the Zoo. Because Cookie got that for... Yeah, do you know about Putt Putt Saves the Zoo?
No.
Okay, it's an edutainment game where a little purple car saves a zoo by rescuing a bunch of baby animals that got lost.
Oh my goodness.
But Cookie got it for nostalgic reasons and was like streaming it for me. I was like, you're going kind of fast and not clicking on any of the extra stuff that has like the little edutainment game interactions, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I went and looked up the speedrun time, and the speedrun time for that game is like 31 seconds. But like the no skips time is like 11 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
It's so funny to me that people speedrun edutainment games of all things.
That seems like something that I would do. That's the kind of speedrun I'm gonna get into.
Do the Jumpstart marathon.
Oh my goodness.
Get through every single Jumpstart game. Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, Smithy, do you mean like actual Brain Age speedruns or the TAS-assisted ones? Because the TAS ones are so funny. Yeah, I love those ones. Those ones are really good.
I wonder if you could speedrun something like Cooking Mama. Because a lot of like Cooking Mama mini games have like an element of like timing and precision to them. Oh my goodness. Oh, my mom reminded me of Cooking Mama recently, and I want to replay some of those games so bad. I had Babysitting Mama for the Wii, and I loved that game. I loved Babysitting Mama for the Wii, and I loved it so much that I actually because like that one came with the plush baby that you put the remote in. And I carried the baby around for real for like a week when we bought it. I loved that game. Babysitting Mama feels like one of those games where it feels made up for TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love games that burn the pie speedrun. Now there's a speedrun for me. Some of those, I will say, one of the things about Cooking Mama that, like, it frustrated me when I was a kid, not so much anymore because, like, I'm not, like, an impatient child anymore, but, like, one of the things that frustrated me when I was a kid, about Cooking Mama is that, like, some of the mini games that they did for, like, some recipes weren't entirely clear on what you were supposed to do if you were a child who knew nothing about cooking. So, like, I don't remember which DS game it was specifically, but one of the Cooking Mama DS games, there was one bit of like, there was one particular mini game in some of the recipes where you had to, like, caramelize onions. And as a child, I was like, I don't know what that means. So I'm just gonna let the onions burn. And, like, it didn't quite explain how you were supposed to do it. Like, it gave basic instructions, but it didn't quite explain, like, oh, you're supposed to keep stirring until they're this color. I thought it was just I had to stir them around the pan until they were brown, and I burned them every time. Because, like, you're supposed to stir them a certain amount and let them cook a certain amount. But I was just like, you know those gifs of, like, people, like, furiously stirring something in a pan? That was me. You're not supposed to do that. I had a thought today. A dangerous activity, I know, but...
What were you thinking?
Have you ever seen those posts where they talk about, like, whether or not a certain brush in an art program makes you a better artist?
I think I've seen a couple of those, yeah.
Shit, I'm on the wrong layer. I was thinking about it today, and I think it's not necessarily the brush that does it.
Oh yeah?
Hold on, I'm banning a bot. I don't think it's necessarily the brush that does it. I think it's more so finding a brush that actually, like, accentuates the skills you already have. For
Yeah.
example, like, I am best at line art, in my opinion. Line art is where my strength lies. But back when I was using just the regular turnip pin brush, my line art wasn't as good as I would have liked for it to be. Like, it definitely was lacking in certain areas. I was still decent at line art. I'm not gonna pretend like I haven't, like, been good at line art for a while now. But the moment that I found this brush that I currently use for my line art, it was like I was able to flourish because it basically filled exactly the niche I needed for my art. Because like it has a precision to it that I can get exactly the line weight I would like exactly where I would like it. Um and it wasn't necessarily that the brush itself made me a better artist. It just made it so that I could better utilize the skills I already had. Which then, it, of course,
Hmm.
leads to, like, learning better art skills in the first place. But, like, overall, it wasn't the brush, it was. It was the brush, but it wasn't the brush making me better. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, I've actually been doing a similar thing. Um, like I was considering what I like to do with my art and like what shapes I want things to have basically, and I went looking, and I picked up one of my old how to draw manga books, and there's an entire section in that book about like the tools a mangaka uses,
mm-hmm.
like what pens and stuff. So I actually went and found um, a small set of uh like a pen style brush set specifically based on manga pens, and like that last picture I did had I did the lines with the I think it was the Maru pen, like that's the really small one, and then a lot of the coloring was done with the Saji pen, I think, and a blend tool. I was like, this is actually really good. I should probably do this more often.
See, I do think, like, brushes, like, different brushes do help, genuinely. But I, like, I feel like where my thing is about like the brushes is that they don't magically make you a better artist like some people imply. That's what it is.
Nah, like anything, you have to understand the tools you're using.
Absolutely. I should have given him like an elbow plate kind of thing going on, but I'm not. Whatever.
I'm putting the doors on the elbows of my guy.
Ooh. I don't think I've ever seen that done before.
Well, like the El Camino has these little these funky little rear view mirrors, and I feel like it would look good and cool, considering I haven't figured out where to actually put the truck bed yet. But like you know how like what's it called on a car, the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
My the way I'm envisioning it is like in the way he transforms is the cabin goes like up and the front end goes down along with the windshield,
Ooh.
and like there's his head. So the back like part of the cabin kind of like goes behind and over his head a bit.
Interesting. Yes! There we go! Now I just have to fill in the weird places that don't ever fill in, despite the fill tool is supposed to be closing gaps. really happy with how this design came out, by the way.
It is really awesome.
Oh, I forgot. I was gonna draw a joke of him thinking about Mind Wipe, because I remembered Mind Wipe exists. Here's a fun fact. In the universe of Transformers Animated, according to one of the lore Bibles, there is a limousine Decepticon named Stretch who thinks of himself as like high society. So he literally looks like a dandy, you know.
That's pretty cool.
I love that he's a Decepticon. Something about that is really funny. I like when Decepticons get to be a little quirky too. Especially when they're like at a glance, like the concept of a like the concept of like a dandy Decepticon doesn't initially seem evil until you actually think about it and you're like, oh yeah, he would be rich, wouldn't he? Rich asshole.
He's got Cybertron bucks.
I wish they would. The Transformers falls into the same like the same pitfall that a lot of like sci-fi slash fantasy shit does, where they can't decide on what the alien currency is called. So it's like Transformers has been going on for, let's see, almost 50 years now. We just came up on the 40th anniversary this year. Like, and they still haven't decided what Cybertronian currency is called.
I mean, the place does seem to go through constant wars, so that would illegitimate ify a lot of currency, probably.
Probably, yeah. That I agree with that. Optimus comes back after being on Earth for so long and he tries to hand them an American dollar. Oh my goodness. Or like he picked up too much Earth slang, so he goes back to Cybertron and he's like, "Oh, how much is this gonna be? $20?" And they're all looking at him like, "What's a buck?" Only accepts American dollars. Oh my goodness. I really like the idea of like Cybertronians picking up human stuff and taking it back to Cybertron and other Cybertronians being like, "What the fuck is that?"
Well, that map you showed me had, like, a ton of, like, populated sectors. So they
Mhm.
probably do that with like a lot of different groups.
Um, probably like in they probably do that with a lot of different groups, like in other continuities, but in that continuity specifically, they're very like. Cybertron is incredibly xenophobic in Transformers Animated. If it's not Cybertronian, they don't want it, more or less.
Oh,
Um, but in other continuities, I can absolutely see that being a thing. Like, especially the comics. The comics actually kind of touches on it a couple times. Um, I do think the thing with the character who really likes Earth sitcoms is like one of my favorite examples, though. Especially because like all of the other Cybertronians are like, what the fuck is a sitcom? Who's Seinfeld?
who's Seinfeld?
Like during I if I'm remembering correctly, during the arc where they went to like the fake Earth that was like comprised solely of like sitcom stuff, there I think there was like a joke about them hearing a laugh track and being like, "What was that noise?"
I think I've accidentally stumbled into just designing a mecha, actually. Whoops.
Well, you're on the right track then.
I'm gonna see it through to completion, but I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it.
I wish there was more mecha stuff in general that had like an actual like sentient robot instead of just a suit.
Yeah.
Um there are a couple that are closely associated with Transformers, but none of them are quite as good to me. Like the whole Brave series has like sentient robots, but the only one that I ever kind of got into was Brave Police. Cuz it's like it's similar conceptually to Transformers cuz you've got all of these like transforming rescue vehicles that are like buddy buddy with the main human kid, and that's fun, but
Mhm.
like aside from that, it just didn't I didn't click with it very much. I think Transformers just really spoiled me in that regard. Because these days I watch stuff with robots in it, and I'm like, the robot doesn't talk? Can't watch this. Completely unwatchable.
There's two things that the robot media needs. Robots gotta be sentient. It's cool when they're their own character. They need to be their own character. Second, put some clothes on that robot. Robots look badass if they're wearing a sweater or something. I
True!
don't care what kind of cloth you put on it, just put cloth on that robot. I know they don't
True!
need it, I know they don't get
Ooh!
cold, but oh my gosh.
Oh, 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 I need to get a picture of this motherfucker. In the Transformers comics, there's this one character who's introduced in full clothing.
Ooh.
Come on, give me a good picture. Come on, TF Wiki, pull through for me. Pull through for me this one time. He's got, like, boots with fur and leathers and shit. Mind you, this is also a Cybertronian. Like...
Oh my gosh. He has a full outfit.
He does! Unfortunately, it burns off, like, later in that same comic, but, like, he does look kinda cool when he's wearing, like, a burning cape.
And since he's a robot, he doesn't need to worry about getting burns, probably.
Well, some of them worry about their paint job, but other than that... See, on the one hand, I feel like if I was, you know, a Cybertronian during the Autobot-Decepticon War, my paint job would be, like, the last of my concerns. But on the other, I do care about how I look sometimes, because I like clothes, so I probably might care about my paint job as well.
Well, like... I'm uncertain about how much, a Transformer feels, I guess. But, like, when paint gets scratched, it, like, creates depth, and that's, like, it feels weird. So you think it would, like, feel weird to a Transformer to have, like...
Absolutely.
A bunch of little paint scratches? Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, they usually play it as a joke in Transformers Prime whenever Knockout gets his paint job scratched up, but, like, he does react, like, in pain, so... I would say it probably hurts to have it scratched in the first place, and then it doesn't feel good to like, continue to have scratched paint.
Mm-hmm.
They always play it as a joke, though. It's like, oh, he cares too much about his appearance, and it's like, dude, he just got dragged on his face across asphalt. I don't think that's an appearance thing.
No, that would feel like abrasions. That would be like rug burn.
Yeah. I totally forgot to draw in the, actual, like, mechanics of his throat. Oops. I don't know how I forgot to do that. That's like step one. They do have, like, very, very fine, like feeling. By the way, like, I can't think of any good examples of when it's ever brought up, but, like, they do have, like, very, very, like, they can feel to a very minuscule, like, the most minute things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they also, like, they feel pain and whatnot, so, you know. That's actually, there's literally a line that comes up in, like, the first episode. Or, no, it might be episode 2 of Transformers Prime, where the humans are, like, observing their new Autobot friends, and they're like, robots who can feel pain? Because it's, like, a shocking concept to them. One thing I wish we would get with Transformers is I wish we would get like a Decepticon bonding with a human the way that we get Autobots doing it. Because I think it would be interesting to see the role reversed a little bit.
That could be pretty cool.
Because, like, we see humans team up with Decepticons, but they're usually like, oh, I teamed up with this Decepticon because I want to betray them later. I want to use them for whatever nefarious purpose. And it's never like a Decepticon who's actually bonded to a human the way Autobots do. I guess you could probably count Starscream and Armada because he does bond with a human. I think her name is like Alexis or something like that. It's been a long time since I've watched that show though, so. Yeah, okay, like, it is fun, and, like, it's interesting, and it also, like, I guess for me personally, on a technical level, it like, brings into question of, like, okay, how does that work? That's something I love thinking about when it comes to, like, robot characters. I love thinking about how the actual mechanics of their ability to feel work. I love doing deep dives into, like, technology that would make that possible. Hi, Jay.
Jay, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
I did not say anything yet.
Oh, okay.
I said hi to you!
I didn't hear you. My thing did not pop up with me joining until literally right before you said, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
There was a solid, like, 15 seconds, so I thought... My bad.
To me, it was like I literally just joined the call, and the first thing you said to me was, we can't hear you if you're talking.
Sorry.
No,
I saw you pop up on stream, like on my other screen. I saw your icon pop up. That's the only reason I knew you even joined.
Oh. This has been weird about calls for me lately. I'm getting cereal.
Oh, man. I know I keep reusing the same color palettes for, like, OCs and stuff, like, over and over until I move on to the next, like, design concept that I've become attached to. But I do really think that Bella's, like, design and colors and all of that are gorgeous together.
They are.
Like, I love red and black. I have loved red and black for a very long time. It's been my favorite color combo for probably most of my life. But the thing about it is that, like, I feel like it looks best when it's accented by gold. And that's what I do here,
Yes.
and I fucking love it!
Ah, please stop yelling. I just got home.
That's why Shadow the Hedgehog is fucking awesome!
I love Shadow the Hedgehog.
I'm glad we're all in agreement. I don't care what anyone says about, like, edgy bullshit. Shadow looks fucking cool!
He
And
does!
He always
He's
has.
good. He's got a good design.
Oh, but red and black are the edgy colors. Yeah, that's what makes them awesome! Have you ever looked at a pair of trip pants? I love trip pants. I wish they weren't so fucking expensive.
What are trip pants?
How do I explain trip pants? They're those, like, they're those pants you see, like, stereotypical punk skateboarders wearing that have, like, all of the extra, like, belts and shit, and they're, like, extreme bell bottoms and have, like, plaid and chains and like, studs and shit.
Wait, these are like Junko jeans if you decorated them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yes, I've seen these.
I love those. They're so cool. Rave pants, yeah.
I would be scared. Like, I get pants with like no, like anything on them, caught on various things like the like shelf drawer handles in the bathroom or like my doorknob. Like, I get pants with nothing on them caught on those things. So I would be super afraid of getting these pants caught on everything, given how much stuff is on them.
That's fair. I am so used to getting caught on stuff when I walk around that I'm like, I don't care anymore. I want to look cool.
That's fair.
Because, like, for the longest time, I used to wear, like, long corded headphones. And I would get them caught on fucking everything. Absolutely everything. Oh,
Making
robot
my
joints.
Transformer unique. He has 4 eyes,
Ooh.
because El Caminos have 4 headlights. I know that's not how it translates, but it seems fun, so I'm doing it maybe.
I mean, it can translate any way you want it to.
You! Don't...
What?
Accidentally giving him my dad's goatee, do not do that. Jay, for context, I'm designing a El Camino Transformer based off the car my dad had.
You said ew the way I do.
I was actually affronted.
You said ew the way I always do, and that caught me off guard.
Well, I mean, you are an influence on me, so that's probably one thing that's rubbed off. I don't think I've ever done that before, though.
That was so funny.
Not the, like, visceral ew.
That caught me off guard. That was funny.
Also, hi Smithy, I wasn't looking at chat until just now.
I feel silly when I, like, turn my whole head to look at my keyboard. I'm trying not to do it now. Man, I said I would do art fight and then I just didn't. I haven't really had the energy to draw lately, though, to be fair.
I get that.
I've been in the same boat a lot, so it's like, what are you gonna do?
Surprisingly, I have been writing the last couple days.
We found the culprit. Jay has all our energy.
Literally.
Hey, I was art blocked for longer than either of you, okay? I haven't written anything in 6 months.
Like I said, I am very proud of you for getting back on it.
I'm so, like, I'm genuinely so glad, because part of me was like, oh shit, now that I've finished my creative writing degree, I will never write again.
That's not how that works.
I was like, I know, but I was like, I finished my degree and then I just stopped writing after, well, not even that, because I didn't write anything for the last quarter that I had classes. It was like, I finished my last English class and then just didn't write anything. I was like, ah, great. I'm not gonna write unless anybody makes me write. And even then, when I tried to sit and make myself write, I could not do it. But hey, what can I say? NADPOD got me.
Ugh. Oh right, I forgot to add his gray streak. What's this color? I don't know what compelled me to give him a gray streak.
Why not?
He doesn't have it in any of his other designs.
He got keyed.
Distinguished, yeah. I was gonna say, imagine being a Transformer and your paint starts graying, but I think, to be fair, I think Cup's paint job is, like, duller than it was when he was young. So, maybe they
That
do
makes sense.
kind of go gray. A little bit.
Well, because, like, paint fades in the sun. My car is 30... Yeah, my car is 30 years old, and the sections where the sun is directly beating down on it, the paint is, like, rusty. It's, like, shriveled and dry, like sandpaper. Like, the car's original color was called Candy Apple Red, and it was this, like, dark red color. But the sun-faded parts are, like, almost a pink. Bobby, you don't want this, I promise.
Sorry, I got transfixed on watching my own model breathe.
Bobby, you do not need to clean out every bowl I eat out of. It's fine.
He does look very distinguished.
Oh. You do not need to lick this bowl, I promise. No. Please. He so badly wants to eat like a person. He fell in the bathtub again last night.
You said.
I was sitting in the bathtub and he like last time he fell in behind me, but then this time I was sitting there and I watched him slip and fall in. And then he didn't like freak out or anything. He just kind of calmly like turned around and got out. And he was just soaking wet.
Bobby learns and accepts that he is dumb sometimes. He earned
Well,
that
he's
enlightenment.
He has 2 automatic waterers. And the only water he likes drinking is the bath water. I'm like, come on, man. What do you want from me? So of course he falls in the bathtub because I don't fill it up all the way. I'm not gonna like drown myself in the bathtub. And then he falls in because he's leaning over too far. He also does not like the automatic fish toy I bought for him.
Oops.
He likes it when it's not turned on, but that's only because it's got catnip in it.
Just leave it like that, I guess. I like doing very, very simple rendering for, like, shiny things.
And there's just something about writing teenagers have a conversation about people that are older than them that is just so... It's something. I had to write a teenager saying, they're 40, they're so old, the other day, and I was like, they're not that old. They're not that old. That's only 15 years older than me, that's not that old. Bob. Hi.
Yeah, there we go. That's some nice shiny eyes. Watch me only do the eyes and not render anything else on this!
It's your art.
It is my art. I think I will add highlights to, like, the headlights.
I did put on Trini Vale while I was at work, and I finally understand this reference on the NADPOD shop. They have a keychain that is just called Keychain, and it's a robot, and I did not understand what it meant until they met a robot that can turn into a keychain, and they named him Keychain. He already had a name. His name was Otto, but they were like, your name is Keychain now. Hi, Bobby.
Love the implication that the gold spots are particularly shiny here.
I got him to jump down off the bridge onto my shoulders yesterday, and I've never felt more trusted by an animal in my entire life.
That's pretty
He's
cool.
never done that before, and I didn't think he was gonna do it, and then he did it, and I was like, oh, you really did love me.
As if there was any doubt.
Or at least you trust. Well, sometimes, man. But I was like, at least you trust me enough to not drop you when you're jumping down onto my shoulders from the top of the fridge.
Girl, that's your baby, though. Why wouldn't he love you?
He is my baby. But, like, sometimes I feel bad because he loves me so much. Like, when I was giving him his worm medication, he looked so betrayed, and then he immediately turned around and came back, and I gave the rest to him, and he ran away again, and then he turned around and came back again. Like, he was so mad at me for giving him the medicine, but then he wanted me to comfort him anyway.
'Cause he loves you!
I know. He's not like Sassy. He can't stay mad.
Whoops.
Like, he's got such a good temperament if he just didn't spray everywhere.
You know what? Looking at this art, he reminds me of Knockout a lot.
I love the way you do hands.
Me?
Yeah. I've always loved the way you draw hands.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But I mean, look at this man. Tell me he doesn't remind you a little bit of Knockout. Look at them. Look at them together.
Oh, yeah.
They're...
I've got to be right back.
Okay. Bitter exes.
I'm having such a brain fart right now. What's that character's name?
From what?
You're gonna...
From what?
I don't want to say because...
From what?
Hang on. I'm looking it up.
From what? Just tell me from what?
Hang on, I'm gonna find it.
Who from what? I'm about to take my headphones off,
Oh,
so you can't tell me.
you're gonna take your hands off your hands?
What is
You're
this
gonna take your
character
headphones
from?
off. He's from Green Lantern.
Hold on.
He's a Red Lantern, and he's the one that
Razor?
fell in love with the robot in
Razor.
that show.
Razor.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Are you saying
Yes.
they look alike too?
ah. Yes. Specifically, Knockout in that picture reminded me of Razor, but I could not, for the life of me, remember what his name was.
You could have just said edgy Red Lantern and I would have known.
Well, and I wanted to see if I could remember it myself. And I couldn't, so then I wanted to see if I could find it. And
You
for
acted
some
like I
reason,
was gonna
he's
be
not on
mad
the
at
wiki.
you.
Well, no, I thought if I was like, he looks like that one guy, that one Green Lantern, or the one Red Lantern guy, I thought you were gonna be like, Razor? Like,
Like I would be
if I could
offended.
remember it. No. You just sometimes, like, when I can't remember something and then I, like, vaguely describe it and you connect the dots, you have this specific way of saying the answer. Like, I should have known it. And it's really funny, but I want to see if I could find it myself.
Well, it's less that you should have known it and more that, like, I'm shocked whenever we finally reach a point where the answer becomes clear enough. Because half the time you're drawing comparisons between characters where I don't see it at all. So whenever you're like, oh, you know the guy from The Thing, and I'm like, the guy? It's less like you should have known his name and more of, that's who you're talking about? The guy? That man?
The one over there, you know?
Fun fact, this is the same canvas that I drew Leslie on the other day. And just haven't closed.
Oh. There he is.
There he is. Speaking of Leslie,
I was talking.
I got
Go
a
ahead.
sticker of him in the mail. The only
Yeah?
shop on fucking Etsy that has a sticker of him.
When you said Leslie, my brain went to tonight. I was talking to my boss about the first campaign of Not Another D&D Podcast. I was talking about the scene I was writing because it's like a character study from on a specific scene from that podcast, and not so much a character study as it is like an expansion because they didn't really get to talk about anything in that scene because they were on a time crunch. And I was like, no, they need to talk about it. But I was like, and then Beverly said, blah, and my boss goes, you said Beverly, and I thought you were talking about Beverly Leslie.
Who?
And I was like, oh yeah? I don't know, but the way I responded must have made her think that I knew who that was. So I couldn't then be like, I don't know who that is. Because then she was like, I haven't seen anything with him in it for a long time. And I was like, uh-huh. That is. And she didn't provide any, like, further context of, like, oh, and that's an actor from blah, blah, blah. She was just like, I haven't seen anything from Beverly in a long time. And I was like, mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I haven't either. I don't know if I've ever seen anything from them.
Beverly Leslie is a character played by Leslie Jordan.
Yeah, I don't know that. Nobody told me that. She was just like, Beverly Leslie.
I just googled that. Like, I wouldn't have known who that was either.
Well, I just got to my computer, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, I guess. I still was very confused when she just said it like I was supposed to know who that was. I was like, at least I give, like, yeah, I talk about characters she doesn't know who they are, but I give context for who they are. I'm like, so they're from this thing, and this is what's happening, and this is their role, and this is the thing that they did that led to this thing that I'm talking about. But she just dropped a name of a character on me, and I was like, yeah, I'm so sad. I can't look at any of the NADPOD tags because there's so many spoilers in it. And I'm like, the first campaign alone was over 150 hours. And I have to get through Trinidale, the Mavris Chronicles, Eldermorn, and then I can get to campaign 3. Because apparently they bring back some characters in the third campaign. And I'm like, so I can't look at any of the tags because I'm gonna get spoiled. And I was spoiled for something because apparently 2 of my favorite characters are in the 3rd campaign, and I'm very happy that they're going to be back. But that is so long. It's so far away, and also I'm sad that I didn't get to be surprised. Maybe I'll forget by then. I don't know. It's a long time from now.
I mean, you could just do what I do, and whenever you see spoilers, like, if you see something you don't know the context of, you just ignore it.
Well, I didn't even realize, because it was an audio clip that had audio from the 1st campaign, where Hardwin first got the King's Hammer, and I was reading the transcript because I wasn't gonna, like, listen to it while I was at work. I was reading the transcript, and then I skipped over the part that said Campaign 3, episode whatever, and I started reading it, and then it was like, Hardwin hands Jaina the King's Hammer, and I was like, what? And then I scrolled away very quickly because I was like, no more.
That's why you don't skim shit.
Well, excuse me, I am desperate for more content. It's not my fault I didn't discover this podcast until 6 years after it started.
When you are in the middle of something that you have not finished yet, and you are looking for content, you do not skim because you will be spoiled.
I didn't even go to the NADPOD tag. I went to a specific character tag, and it was not a character that was in this post. It wasn't my fault. Wasn't my fault.
It was your fault for skimming.
I didn't go to NADPOD.
You were the one who skimmed. They didn't make you skim till you got to the part that was spoilers. No one forced you.
They tagged a character that wasn't even in it.
No one forced you to skim until you got to spoilers.
Well, excuse me. I am so desperate for more content from this campaign. I don't think you understand.
Girl!
I miss them. I miss them so much. And I'm really glad that some of them are going to be coming back, but, like, I don't know if Valinor is going to come back, and part of me really wants it to. Huh? Your audio clipped so bad. I have no idea what you
That's
said.
because I was growling into my microphone. I was pinching my temples.
Come back.
I was pinching my temples and I said, "You want to talk to me about desperate for more content, motherfucker?"
Lear, come back. Your boyfriend's gonna bite my head off.
I'm gonna bite you for sure. I'm not gonna bite your head off, but I'm gonna start biting.
I dare you. Show up at my apartment and bite me.
I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna all over you.
Man, I've got to get to a point where I can, like, save up to go visit again.
You need to come visit during the summer so we can go to Wonderland, though.
I know, but it's like, I can't visit this year.
No.
I don't think I'll even be able to visit for Christmas.
I didn't figure as much, but I mean, for next year, if you visit, please plan it for the summer so we can go to Wonderland.
Well, I would love to. I just don't have any. I don't have any vacation time or sick time left. And with the fucking medical shit that went on with the fucking garnishments, I just do not.
Well, also,
Ugh.
in all fairness, I don't have any vacation time whatsoever, so.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Hello. Welcome back.
Although...
Percy almost killed me while you were gone.
What?
I did not.
Don't do that.
He growled at me.
Growled at you?
He did. He growled at me. Because I said that I was desperate for content. The first campaign of NADPOD. And Percy goes, "Don't you talk to me about being desperate for content."
That's
But it
not
was
what I
like
sounded
growlier
like.
than that. I just can't do it right now because I'm sick. I just listen to me. I said I can't imitate you because I'm sick.
When you said growl, I
better.
thought you meant like "Rrr." Like
Yeah, that's what it was. He did that, but he
it
talked at
was
the
it
same
was
time.
"Rrr."
Yeah. But it was like it slipped out in the Discord call. I don't know if it picked up on stream.
Who knows?
But
We'll
I was
find out
talking about how
eventually.
I can't go to any of the tags because people post spoilers for the third campaign in first campaign tags.
Okay, well, no. Let's be clear about what you said here.
Because some of
Because you said that you decided you found an audio post that was talking
Fair.
about the first. You found an audio post talking about the first campaign, but you decided to read the transcript for it. But you skimmed until you got to a point where it was talking about the third campaign, which is spoilers for you.
okay, no,
And I was telling you don't
I didn't
skim when
say-
you have
I didn't-
spoilers.
I didn't say I skimmed it.
You said you. Yes, you did.
I said I was. No, I said I was reading through it because I wasn't going to listen to it because
you
I was
skipped-
at work.
You
So I was
skipped
reading
to a
through
point
it.
that it had. You skipped over where it said that it was talking about the third campaign. You skipped over parts.
Well, I didn't skip like a section of it. Like I read the first part. I didn't realize that it said like C1 or C1E45, and then when it got to the second part where it said like C3E whatever, I also didn't see that part and like actually read it and understand what it meant until I got to the part where it was talking about something that was not in the first campaign, and I was like, oh shit, that's spoilers.
This is the. But
I
my
see you
point.
losing it on your screen.
My point was. My point was that you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to what the post is actually talking about, so that you don't end up accidentally reading spoilers. That's the point I was making.
There was
And
There
you were
was
like,
no part of
but
the
you don't
post that
understand.
said,
I'm
"This is
too
a
desperate for
comparison
content.
I'm telling you, he's gonna kill me one day.
I'm gonna bite you.
He's growling at me.
Ugh. Ugh.
Percy's gonna invent teleportation just to come strangle me.
I've stumbled on like the best and worst potential name for my transformer.
Oh?
How long have you been gone?
So like I like the word associated my way like this. El Camino means the path or the way in Spanish. The Way is a song by Fastball, and Fastball is a good name for a transformer, I think.
I agree.
Unfortunately,
agree.
The Way by Fastball is a song about an elderly couple getting lost in the middle of nowhere and dying when their car breaks down.
Do they have any other songs that you could associate with like that?
The name of the song is The Way. The name of the car is The Way.
Yeah,
That's as
but,
close
like,
as it gets.
You could then take it a step further and be like, okay, so so Fastball, then associate it, take the next step and be like, okay, this song would be good to associate. Not that song. Oh no! Oh no!
One problem with that. The Way is Fastball's hit single, and I've never heard another Fastball song.
Oh no!
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny, though. Also, Smithy, when you got back and you said you went to put a warm compress, how long had you been gone? Because if you were gone for a while, you missed like a solid 10 minutes of Percy and me arguing.
Oh my goodness.
You miss Percy growling at me.
To sum it up, I'm gonna beat the shit out of Jay.
He's gonna invent teleportation to come kill me. He's gonna come strangle me in my sleep.
Buy Smash Bros so I can beat the shit out of you. I'm kidding.
Buy Smash Bros so you can both fight me at the same time.
True!
My audio cut out because I was joining on my computer. I don't know what you
Oh, real convenient, real
No,
convenient.
I came back in right when Lear said, fight me both at the same time.
We were telling you to buy Smash Bros.
I don't have money.
That's why it was a joke.
Oh, okay. I want to buy it, though. I want to play with you guys.
I do recommend it. It is
Also, yes,
actually
Smithy,
fun.
because my current typing position is hunched over the second shelf of a shelving unit. Which is not good for my back, because I was in a car accident and got a back injury, so I'm trying to fix it.
Smash Bros was the first thing you and I did together, wasn't it, Percy?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I had fun.
Aww. Your first date.
It wasn't a date! We barely knew each other, calm down.
That is true. It was like one of the first times we actually like hung out.
That was the first time we voice chatted.
I said it as a joke and you got so defensive. It's like, aw, your first date. You're like, wait, it was not a date. It wasn't a date. I love watching Percy like lose his shit when he's laughing so hard that we can't hear it. Like just watching his model slowly die from laughing so hard.
Yeah, Smithy, I do highly recommend you actually getting a desk and chair, by the way, because I used to sit on my bed basically with a single pillow behind me, curled like a shrimp, with my laptop on my stomach, and it was the worst thing I ever did to my back.
Ooh.
Now that I actually have a desk and chair, I feel much better.
I started sitting up at my shelf because I would sit similarly on my bed.
Oh, or if you can't get a desk and chair, I do have another recommendation. This is good if you don't have the room for a full desk and chair. That's a 3D model. That's not what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna paste some stuff on my canvas for you to look at. So you get one of these banana chairs because they will fit on a bed, and it will provide you with actual support for your back. And then you just get like a lap desk. That's what I used to do once I figured out that it was bad for my back the way I was sitting, and I didn't have like an actual desk set up. Because these are just, like, if you get one of these plain ones, they are just wide enough that they will support you, but they are thin enough that they will fit on a bed. Aw, that sucks.
Aw.
Well, worth a shot.
Sorry for getting like weird and loudly defensive about that. It wasn't a date thing.
No, it was funny though.
I know, but like I thought about it for a second. I was like, damn, this is a weird trauma because my mom used to always be like, "Is that your girlfriend?" Whenever I was hanging out with like exactly one girl on the like,
I see.
yeah, and I was like, wait a minute, saying that specific activity was a date made me uncomfortable.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
No, I didn't think it would either. Like I had to think about that for a second. That was weird.
I fully understand.
Well, yeah, and to be clear, I wasn't like
I know you weren't. Like
I wasn't making fun of you for being so defensive because I was. It was just like such a visceral reaction to what I intended to be a harmless joke. And so I wasn't trying to laugh at you for being defensive. I thought you were playing it up. And then when you were like a little bit surprised by me being like, wow, you're so defensive, I was like, wait, maybe you didn't mean to say it so like aggressively? I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad we cleared that up because I didn't mean for it to come across that way.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
It was funny when you reacted that way, just a little bit. Not because you were uncomfortable. It was just like the dichotomy. It was such a flip. It made me giggle. I found my D20 on the floor this morning, and I was like,
Ew!
"Oh, how'd you get on the floor?" Ew, about what? About me finding a D20 on the floor?
No! One of my D20s is on the floor. Girl, no!
That's not where those should be kept.
No, it's not.
Well, it was on my desk, and my cat knocked it off.
No, a post just came up on my dash of an evil Toad figurine. It's like
Oh,
nasty.
no. Ew.
It's like Toad, but he's creepy.
Well, that's not fun.
Was that thunder or wind?
Ooh.
It could be either one.
It shook my house, whatever it was. Nope, that's clown chat. Wow, Discord
Giving my
doesn't...
Transformer giant bulkhead fingers because I think they look neat.
And you're
I
sitting on
can
your
see
bed?
how this setup might be a problem. Your desk is very low compared to like how you're sitting.
It is very low, but there are still like smaller chairs that you can get that have like a back that are intended for being on the floor. And those still work on like beds. So it would give your
Hey,
back
I used
some
to have the
support.
same dresser.
They're like the chairs that you would usually have for like a oh, what are those things called? The heated tables.
Kotatsu.
Yeah. Like the chairs that are intended for those would also work because they have the back. I keep looking at my canvas and being like, I'm gonna draw more, and then I don't. I'm just scrolling Tumblr instead.
Tumblr scrolling hours.
keep thinking about Wet.
I keep thinking about Eden. I want to play so bad.
I also do, but like, Joe hasn't been free lately.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I did set this up for any number of players.
Well,
Right.
yeah, but I don't want to not play with Joe.
Yeah, especially since we're such a small group, it would feel wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah, it would feel weird to play without Joe.
What's Alvar doing? Just sleeping? Oh, you know what?
Face down in the bed,
I'm
taking a
gonna
nap.
digitize a drawing I did earlier, actually. Speaking of Wet. Oh, this image needs to be smaller.
I've been thinking about, like, drawing a chapter 1 and then you guys as characters, like, facing off against whatever enemy, but we've only done a prologue.
I keep thinking, I was telling Lear this last night, or maybe it was the day before. I keep thinking about the interrupting guard. I keep thinking
Yeah, you told me
about
this
it.
last night.
Yeah! Like, at least once a day, I think about the interrupting guard.
Yes, this is
Because,
Wet.
like... Aww.
I was thinking about it and I was like, you know, if Wet was in like a standard D&D campaign, like a regular 5e, he would probably have a son who's a bugbear.
Ooh.
A
That's
little
really
baby
cool.
Bugbear. But like I was looking through the rule book for Break. And I was like, I know that the rule book is like, it kind of emphasizes like creating your own stuff. But there wasn't, I was looking through like the enemy creatures and there wasn't one that would have been very easily reskinned as like a bugbear. Like obviously it could be done, but like...
I could see about that, actually.
I just like the idea of Wet having a baby that's as big as he is!
Like, the first idea that comes to me for reskinning something into a bugbear would probably be a Proudhound, except get rid of all the, like, gear-based stuff. And then kind of replace those with some innate bugbear abilities.
I will say though, the part about this that kind of gets me and amuses me a little bit is, like, what is Wet doing out adventuring if he has like a toddler?
He's gotta make his money somehow.
Yeah.
Building character.
Maybe he doesn't have his son yet.
Implying he would gain his son along the way, or...
No! I mean, like, after, when he retired.
Baby need food.
Maybe he does gain a son. Maybe we have a section that's like that movie 3 Men and a Baby. Movie sometimes. It's such a wild movie. I can't believe I watched that when I was a kid. Fucking cocaine diapers. Good grief. And then the baby peed in the cocaine diapers.
Did you know bears don't have like... Bears don't have like... You know how when you look at the look at a cat's paw and it's got like the 4 toes and then the 1 toe that's a little higher, like where a thumb would be? Do you know bears
Yeah.
don't have like a thumb? They just have 5 toes straight across.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and I only realized that when I was looking at pictures of bear paws because I was referencing.
I
You
guess
never
it's not
watched
really
Brother
something you
Bear on
think
Disney
about.
VHS?
I did watch Brother Bear. It was like one of my favorite movies growing up. I'm just not smart sometimes, and I don't remember what animals look like. To be fair, sometimes I have to Google what chairs look like.
Same.
Oh,
Ooh, I am big
I have to
half-assing
Google
these
the parts
legs.
of chairs sometimes. I don't have to Google what they look like, but I have to Google what like different parts of things are called.
I do that fairly often, because, like, as fun as it is to try and describe a certain part of something, knowing exactly what it is usually a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
uh-huh.
Bobby, please, honey. I love you so much, but you do not need to be sitting there right now. I can't see when you're sitting here. I gotta figure out more of Eden's backstory, also. I don't have a whole lot for her. Except that she's got a sister named Avon, who sells bad products.
Ooh, Wet
Yes,
lost
baby.
the bug cub in the divorce. Anyway,
She took the
that's
cup.
not canon. She took the cub! I'm gonna be sick. I also haven't played Cookie Run in forever, but like the game seems like the game environment seems so different now that like when people talk about Cookie Run, that people I follow talk about Cookie Run, I'm like, is that the same game I fucking played years ago? And it's not. It's not.
I've never played Cookie Run.
Me neither.
Bobby!
I don't even remember.
Please.
I think I played Oven Break. That's the one I played. But now everyone plays Kingdom, and that one is like way different.
Ow! Don't bite me.
Oh yeah, it is also a gacha game, which immediately loses my interest.
No. I think that's one reason I never got into the Full Metal Alchemist mobile game that came out, because it was a gacha.
Cause some gacha games can be fun, but like not enough of them.
It's like how everyone's playing that, like, Zenless Zero game now because there's a furry in it. There's 2 furries in it, actually. I don't know anything about the gameplay other than, like, it's kinda shallow. Like, you press a button and then, like, several actions happen all at once. Jingling keys style, but
Oh, I haven't even heard of it, so.
if you've seen a big bear with one eye, that's where that guy's from.
Nope. Somehow I've completely missed that.
Well, if you see it, now you know.
Yeah, now I know. If I see it, I'll crawl back under my rock so I won't see it ever again.
Good idea. I put all of the details on this guy's upper body And then his legs are just kind of like balded, but there's wheels down there.
Skipping leg day?
What am I supposed to put down here? The rest of his car is up on his torso.
That's... When you get to that part, that's when you start bullshitting. As someone who's been doing it for a long time, that's my advice.
The wheels shouldn't even be up here, they should be attached to the trunk.
I got scared, I was drawing on the wrong layer. Oh, I'm not, but... I got scared. Oh, eyes? Eyes emoji?
Y'all, if they make the new Hunger Games book about another capital A, I'm gonna be so mad. Sorry, that's not related to anything.
It's okay.
There's this person I follow in the Hunger Games fandom who's like, they're gonna make the new book about Plutarch Heavensbee. Girl, I don't give a shit about Plutarch Heavensbee. I don't fucking care. I do not care about him. I don't care about Plutarch fucking Heavensbee. The new book is gonna be about Haymitch's games. We know that. If Haymitch isn't the main character, what's the fucking point, okay?
Yes, yes, show baby Smithy.
Sorry, Smithy, I'm losing my mind. I hate the Hunger Games fandom.
I need to think of a name for Wet's baby.
Ah! Ow! Ow, ow,
Non-canon baby still needs a name.
Yeah! Listen, I'm so bad at naming OCs. For real.
Just follow my logic, you'll lead to something funny.
What?
Apparently.
Well, I mean...
It's like the Wikipedia game, you'll eventually get to a song about someone dying.
Or do what I did for... Don't do what I did. Don't do what I did for Night at the Museum. I literally just picked a bunch of people who really existed.
Yeah, that's not my style.
Well, I picked a bunch of people who really existed, and then I was like, okay, so they have the same name? They are not those people. They're not the same people.
Non-canon baby.
Well, I don't know. I feel like coming up with names for things is so hard. Because, like, you guys are both really good at drawing characters, and I'm pretty good at writing characters, but naming them is... like...
Naming them is where we all draw the line.
Well, and that's like titling things. Titles are so fucking hard. Titles are so difficult.
Well, my trick has just always been to use a name generator.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, though, the name generator names sound like... they just feel wrong. I don't know that I've ever used a name generator and found a whole name that I liked altogether.
Oh, I have. That's where Vel's name came from. Velethril? That was from a name generator.
I got Ragash's name from a generator, and I think I got Miolena's, but I didn't like the last names that were paired up.
Well,
So
I guess
neither of them had last names.
I had a
I think
last name in mind
Ragash has a
already.
last name.
Oh.
Ragash has a last name. I can't remember what it is, but she has one.
Oh, Smithy, I love this design! Oh, the colors are so good.
Ooh. Smithy's cooking. That's really cool, actually.
Sorry, you really got me with non-canon baby. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, and it's still getting me. I mean, it's true. That is literally what this baby is, but like, it just really got me. I need to listen to a different song while I draw this. This is not the song to be listening to.
Put on the They Might Be Giants Megamix.
Is They Might Be Giants the one that did that song that's like a bunch of like gibberish sentences?
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
The song because it was in a TikTok compilation where it was labeled as a Michael Myers song.
Well, what was the song?
I don't remember.
Cause like I really enjoy They Might Be Giants and Tally Hall and like other bands, and probably every single one of them has done a nonsense song or multiple of them.
Stuff is Way. That's the song. Yes, it's They Might Be Giants.
Yeah, I think so.
I've had a song stuck in my head for the last 2 days, and I have been trying so hard to fight the urge to pull it up, but I think I'm gonna have to.
What?
I have a song stuck in my head.
All I heard was Blow It Up.
No, I said I might have to pull it up.
Pull it up, not blow it up. Okay, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because like I was looking at words on my screen, and if I'm reading words, I can't hear. My audio processing goes completely out the door if I'm reading words.
Yeah.
So like, I was looking at Spotify and you were talking about songs and all I heard was blow it up. I'm gonna have to blow it up. And I was like, huh? You're what? What are you doing?
My internal monologue when my friend Michaela joined me on the Minecraft server.
You know what just occurred to me? The typical depiction of a bugbear looks just basically like what the Beast in Beauty and the Beast is.
Kinda.
Oh, what's a good song to listen to? It's gotta be something cute. I have a cute playlist. What am I doing?
Well, the song I've had stuck in my head, I've had like fandom songs stuck in my head. So like not even real songs. I mean they're real songs, but they're fan songs.
I haven't listened to fan songs since 2017 when I was really into JoJo.
Well, because it started with like looking for animatics of like clips of audio from the podcast. And then it went from there because there's not as much content as I would like there to be, but there never is, you know.
That's
So-
why you gotta be the change you want to see in the world.
True.
Yeah, but I look. I told you the other day I wanted to write a song. This is what it's for.
I think that's the first time I said that to someone, and they're like, "I'm doing it! I'm doing
I'm
it!"
trying. I'm trying so hard. I am trying so hard. I've never written a song in my entire life.
It can't be that much more
I've written-
difficult than writing poetry.
Well, like I've done songs that are like two melodies that already exist, but I've never like written a melody myself.
Mhm.
So like,
Oh.
for example, for Fiona and Cake, I wrote like an alternative version of the song Not Myself, which I really liked. I still like that. I think I did a good job. I've never recorded it or anything, but I still like it. I have bug bites on my leg. Anyway, I wanted to write a song that was like kind of based on the same scene that I was talking about, where I was like, they should have talked about it more. Because the scene I'm talking about is when the band of boobs get... Sorry, every time I say that out loud, I'm like, people don't know what you're talking about. You can't just drop the band of boobs. When the main group gets back from Shadowfell, which is like, it's not hell. It's kind of like purgatory, I guess. Like if you have a contract with your god and you break the contract, that's where you end up. So they go to the Feywild, and then they go to Shadowfell after that. And while they're in Shadowfell, Hardone becomes a vampire because he pisses off the ruling class of vampires in town. And then, after they finally manage to, like, succeed in what they're doing in Shadowfell, they go back to the material plane, but Hardone's still a vampire, so he can't, like, exist in sunlight, which is, like, his favorite thing. Like, he loves being outside, and he can't really be outside as a vampire during the day. So he was like, can you please do the reincarnation spell on me? So they turn him into a half-elf. And then right after that, they go and talk to the people who live in Hillhome, and then they see Erlin's ship is flying off. And Beverly is like, oh shit, Erlin, my boyfriend, I want to go talk to him. So they like chase the ship down, but they were already on their way to Iron Deep to help out the dwarves with like what was happening there. So like they were on a time crunch, and Bev got to talk to him and be like, hey, so I have something I need to tell you, and I want you to know I'm being 100% honest, so cast Zone of Truth on me and then I'll spill. And so then he tells him, hey, I kissed another boy and I'm really sorry, it was really shitty, I shouldn't have done it, I'm so sorry. And Erlin is like upset, obviously, because his boyfriend kissed another guy. But then Erlin, not really wanting to talk about it and not having time anyway, just says, I'm not mad at you, dude, it's the end of the world. And then he like walks off and goes back to his ship, and then Bev gets to talk to Erlin's sister for like, I don't know, 10 seconds, and then she leaves, so they didn't get to talk about it at all. And I was like, I feel like they should have talked about it more. And obviously they're 16 years old, they're not gonna have like a deep conversation right now. But I wish they had gotten a chance to talk about it more, so Bev could have been like, okay, yes, it was very bad. Also, I thought I was going to die, and my dad now lives in hell. And it's been 25 years there, and our two best friends are now 40 years old with children that are our age. And also, I fought a dragon and almost died like 6 times. And I watched Hardone die 4 times. And also we met Moonshine's long-lost brother who is dead and died again, and Hard One became a vampire. So it's like... the shit has happened to Beverly, okay? I don't blame him for taking, like, one night to be a normal boy, you know? Like, he saw this boy that was his age and reminded him of his boyfriend, who he hadn't seen in months, and he didn't even know if time was normal back on the material plane, or if the time difference had, like, switched, and they'd only been there for a few weeks, but maybe in real life it had been years. He didn't know, and he was scared, and so he made a bad decision. And it's a really human character flaw that I love that was given to him. And I just wish that it was elaborated on more. And they do talk a little bit about it when they're reunited in, like, episode 98? No. It's in episode 100, I guess. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's before that. It's like 80-something, actually. It's one of the big final battles, but not the final battle. And they talk about it, but for like 2 seconds, because then there's a god eating one of their friends, and they don't have time to worry about it. It's like, you know, one of the... In the final episode, I think. No, it's not. It's episode 97. There's... a goddess talks to Beverly and says, the gods didn't bless you with a normal life, or something like that. Like, you have not been blessed with a normal life. And then she says, instead, you've been... What?
My neck.
Oh. I can't remember the exact line, but she basically says that, like, you instead have become a hero of Bohemia. And then she says, what an honor, what an injustice. And I'm like, oh! You got me there. That was a good one. That's a good line. It's a good line, Murph. Fuck you. But I just wish they had more opportunities to talk. Because as important as Erlen is to Bev, he only is in, like, 7 episodes, I think? He's not in that many. I just wish they got to talk more, is all. But then again, I'm a sucker for dialogue, so...
Puff, no, 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 no. Puff, no. Sorry for yelling while you were explaining. There was a bot in chat that I wanted to ban really bad.
No, when you said banned, part of me was like, Beverly is banned for kissing a boy?
No, no, no.
And then I looked over and saw that you had banned somebody in chat, and I was like, oh, okay.
It was a bot. It was a bot, I swear.
Sometimes I talk about this podcast a lot. I say sometimes, all the time lately. And then, like, people are like, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Can we talk about something else? So part of me was like, this isn't my stream. Percy should be making the conversation.
Well, I mean, I would talk about the D&D podcast I've been listening to, but there's not a whole lot to say yet, because I'm still on episode 4, and, like, nothing severe has happened yet, and my understanding is that nothing severe will happen for another several episodes, so...
Which one are you listening to now?
Legends of Advantris, Once Upon a Witchlight.
Mm-hmm. I started Trinivale... Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Well... the thing about the Legends of Adventurous group is that they're like a lot of their stuff veers very heavily into comedy, so like not that there won't be anything serious, but 4 episodes into this particular podcast, they fucking the like top 3 things they've done that I can name off the top of my head is number 1, they made a scarecrow horny. Number 2, one of the dudes ate so much fucking cake in 60 seconds that they had to award him a title. Number 3, one of the main characters inexplicably grows boobs.
Okay, so I know I talk about all the heavy stuff from Not Another D&D podcast, but within the first 3 episodes, the most significant things that happen are they establish dragon anatomy, in that for a while NADPOD was known as the Dragon Pussy Podcast.
Oop. Well.
I guess if you have to be known for something.
They established that female dragons have big pussies and tits. And
they're lizards!
And the male dragons have giant humanoid testicles and dicks.
They're lizards!
But why?
They're Say the line, Jay! Say the line! Say the line, Jay!
Lizards don't have boobs because lizards don't need boobs.
Yeah! There we go!
I said it, but I was laughing so hard.
You were clipping your mic. There was no way we could have heard it.
No, Smithy, this was not done for horny. This was done literally just for the joke. Like, it isn't... They reference it a few times when they run into dragons, but, like, it's not for the sake of horniness, it's just for shits and giggles. Other things that happen in the first 3 episodes of the podcast. Everyone beheads somebody. Beverly starts collecting teeth. All of the green teens are kidnapped by bullywugs, and the group decides that the best way to distract the bullywugs is to try and imitate a bullywug mating call. And they do a terrible job. Also, Hard One declares that he's a great climber and says, "Watch this," and then rolls a nat 1. Cementing him permanently as "Watch this" being his catchphrase, and also starting off a streak of him being extremely bad at climbing for the entire rest of the podcast.
How many bards are in this party?
None.
It's very horny for not having any bards.
Moonshine does have a violin that she gets, and Beverly does have a pan flute, but none of them are bards. They do have a band because Hard One buys a wood block, but none of them are bards.
I will say the same is true of the Once Upon a Witchlight crew. Very horny for a group that has no bards. They have the Once Upon a Witchlight crew is a druid, a fighter, a monk, and a warlock.
The Band of Boobs is a fighter subclass champion, druid, and a paladin. And the paladin is 15 years old at the start of the podcast. Beverly. He's the one who turned 16 at one point.
Yes, one of the characters is named Gideon. I love Gideon. Oh, my model is
And then
getting fucked up.
I started Trinity Vale yesterday, and they do have a bard in that one. Murph, the DM of the main campaign, plays a bard in that one named Jens Lindell, who is both an asshole and a loser, and also he dances burlesque.
I feel
So
like
I think he's a bard, but he doesn't play music. He does sword dancing instead.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I feel like Once Upon a Witchlight has been getting really, really, really popular lately, specifically because they've been coming up in YouTube shorts a lot, despite the fact that they've been going for a while now. I mean, if you like check information on them, they've been doing shit since like 2015, and they're like a live stream group. They live stream all of their campaigns.
Algorithm moment.
Yeah, literally. Cause like even my brother was like, "Have you seen those YouTube shorts of that D&D podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah, I actually listened to that podcast." And he was like, "Oh well, I don't. I just see the shorts." The one guy, they have one guy in their group, Mikey, who plays a lot of characters I really like. He plays Chuckles the Clown. I fucking love Chuckles. I really like their Root campaign because it's a lot of fun.
I will be listening to that one after Trinity Vale, I think. If I don't immediately dive into the Mavris Chronicles. Trinity Vale is not as long as the main campaign, though. The main campaign is so long.
I will say though, as far as I can tell, the Root one is not on Spotify. It's on YouTube.
It's okay,
but
I have YouTube Premium. Unfortunately, I pay Google to not give me ads on YouTube. But I listen to enough YouTube that it matters to me. Yeah, on my phone.
I don't. I just deal with it.
Yeah.
And then I get mad anyway.
Revanced, what's that?
Oh, that's an API app that lets you get like premium shit for free.
Ooh, I would not be opposed to that. I'm poor as fuck right now. Being poor on the bright side has made me drink more water because I don't have money for soda.
Well, that's one way for it to happen.
Yeah.
I hate that everything is like subscription service, paywall, subscription service these days.
Yeah.
It makes me really tired because like those posts where it's like, I remember when YouTube didn't have ads, they like hit really fucking hard.
Or when you could at least like fast forward to the end of the video and the ads would not be there anymore.
You could do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you can still do that where you like, I think if you skip to the end of the video and let the very end of the video play and then just replay the video, the ads aren't there anymore.
Nah, that doesn't work anymore.
Ah. Boo.
Especially now that they're trying to like integrate it into the video stream to get around ad blocks. Like,
Oh,
ugh.
dude. That's one reason why like listening to this one on Spotify with the like the ads in the middle, it's like, yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but they gotta pay their bills, and it's like it's them reading it. So
I never mind an actual like ad read.
Yeah, like a sponsor is not the same as an ad to me.
Well, yeah, and like the thing about ad reads is that like when it comes to ad reads, you're already listening to the people talk, so it's not as annoying as the flow of their voices being interrupted.
Mm-hmm. I do think it's funny that they kept some of the same ad reads from the initial campaign for Trinivale, because they have Caldwell reading some of the ads, and they never had Murph reading any of them. Murph was the DM of the first campaign, so like none of the ads are in his voice. But then we get to Trinivale where Caldwell is DMing, and Caldwell is still doing the ad reads, and there are still no ad reads from Murph.
Did I really not save Wet's ref as a PNG?
I don't know.
I guess
Mitty,
not.
this might be the... Oh, did you DM me on Tumblr? I thought you were gonna... Oh, there you are. I don't know why Discord has not been letting me get notifications at all. Like, used to with... Even when I was in the Do Not Disturb, I would still get notifications. Just not pop-ups. Smithy, this is the first time we've DM'd. Oh, no, it's not. You added me to a server before. Yeah. I didn't see that message when I opened Discord, in my defense.
I love Katamari music. Katamari is such a fun game.
It is.
I need to play it again. It's been so long.
I
That
was
would be a
also
good stream
thinking about
game.
playing
Oh,
it
yeah.
lately. Unfortunately, I only have it on Switch.
I think... Do I have it on Steam?
Let me check. I'll check your games.
Oh, you can check. I forgot other people can do that. I was-
Mods, check my game library.
Mods, tell me what games I have. Mods, buy new games for me.
Whoa!
I would,
I would too.
if I had money.
I wouldn't make y'all do that.
Well, you're not a fan of making anyone do anything.
I am not.
I don't think any of us are fans of making anyone do anything.
Shit. I forgot how Wet's nose works.
You do have it on Steam.
Okay. So I could stream
You've only
it sometime.
paid. You've only played it for 38 minutes. I think is what it said.
Do I have it on Switch?
Yeah.
I think I might have played it way more on Switch than I played it on Steam.
You do have it on Switch, because I also got it on Switch, because you had it on Switch.
I recommended it to you.
You did. I am not very good at it, but I do enjoy it. I wish there was like an endless mode, but I don't know how you would even do that. Or like a mode where you're not time limited, like you just have to go through and pick up everything.
Oh. Listening to Legends of Adventurous has given me new, like, echolalia shit recently, though.
Yeah.
There's there's a character who comes in sometimes who's a bugbear, and there was a bit where they were like making jokes about him like not wearing clothes, and he goes, Torbeck's not a pervert, I'm just a bugbear. And I can't, that's been stuck in my head, and I keep saying that out loud.
The one that gets stuck in my head from this one, I sent an animatic of this. I don't know if I sent it in the group chat or if I just sent it to Lear, but it's the bit where they're doing like a puzzle and they have to figure out who's the witch in disguise, and Moonshine somehow immediately susses out that it has to be one of the characters that the DM is playing. And so she just like, first question out of the gate. Each character is supposed to get one question to ask either the group or any other one character. And each of the characters, or each of the players, was given a die, and whoever got the red die was the one who was the witch. And the DM was like, don't fucking cheat. If you get the die, try your best. But, Moonshine somehow immediately sussed it out. And I say somehow, Emily, who plays Moonshine, is married to the DM. So, she knows him very well. But it was like seconds after the game started, Moonshine goes, Balnor, what's your favorite food? And by this point, it was so well established in the game that Balnor's favorite food is tuna. But she goes, Balnor, what's your favorite food? And Balnor goes, just a solid, like, 10 seconds of silence, and then says, chicken. And immediately Hardwon goes, I kill Balnor. I stab Balnor. But there's a song called The Womping of Brian Murphy, based on this theme. And, it goes like, I know all the rules, so let's get a drinkin'. The stakes are high, but I ain't shy, so here's what I'm thinking. And then it like goes on a little bit more, and then it gets to the part where they're deciding who to ask. And Moonshine goes, Balnor, what's your favorite food? And it goes, bum, 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 chicken. So, for days, I've had, Balnor, what's your favorite food? Stuck in my head. Shout out if anybody's if anybody's interested. The creator on YouTube is Sam Canyon. Sam_Canyon. I love her stuff. Their stuff. I don't know their pronouns. I love their stuff. They also have a song based on the scene where Hardwon is confronted by his ex-girlfriend's sister. And it's called If You Choose to Die by Your Weapon, So Be It. And it's so good! It's so good. It's so emotional.
Oh,
And
I just realized the thing that's bugging me about this art piece. I left the line art as bright blue. And it's throwing the whole vibe off. There we go.
I was also looking at it and I was like, something looks strange, but maybe it's gonna all come together. I don't know.
It was the line art being the wrong color. Fucked myself up on accident.
But yeah, shout out to Sam Canyon on YouTube. Love their stuff. They also wrote the song The Barry Incident, which is literally one of my favorite fan songs I've ever heard in my life. And it has a wonderful reference to a line. It was like a throwaway line in episode 19 that then gets brought back up in episode 100. Like, it's crazy that Caldwell even remembered that he said that, let alone took the time to, like, bring it back up. But the song actually
I keep going to the wrong canvas.
references it, and it's very good. I'm gonna put it on now, actually, for myself, just to enjoy.
Oh wait, I lied. I'm not gonna elaborate. I'm kidding. The last time I actually really listened to fan songs was, I want to say 2021, when I got really into this fan song that was done for Doki Doki Literature Club, a game I have never played and don't care about, really.
Yeah.
But there's a fan song called Virus that I like a lot. And it's got, like, it's got, like, fun vibes, and, like, it's a good villain song. Or not villain song from the villain's perspective, but villain song from the protagonist's perspective. And I liked it a lot, so I listened to it a lot.
This one is actually the first one that I listened to from this fandom.
The My Little Pony ones are so fucking good.
I've never actually heard the My Little Pony ones, but that's because I wasn't really into My Little Pony.
You never heard
younger.
Discord?
I have a bunch of those in my
Maybe
nostalgia playlist.
I think I might have heard that one.
Discord is like the one that even if you're not into My Little Pony, somebody's gonna use it somewhere, you know?
I've probably heard that one then. It sounds familiar. But this is the first one I listened to from this fandom. And I listened to it like right after the episode because I saw that it was called The Berry Incident, and I was in the middle of like listening to that episode, or I had just finished listening to it, I don't know, but I listened to the song and I was like, holy shit, this perfectly encapsulates, first of all, what Bev was going through, but how it actually feels to have a faith crisis like that. Because what's happening in the Berry Incident episode, in episode 19, is that they go to speak to an all-seeing god called the Watchman. And you are allowed to ask the Watchman one question, and he will give you one answer. You don't get another question. It's not going to be some, like, ass backwards, like, trick answer. He will give you an answer. It may not be the answer you want, and it may not make sense, but it will be an answer. And it will be the correct answer. He's not gonna lie to you. But the questions that everybody asked were, Moonshine asked what was causing crick rot, which is it was like a disease that was ravaging her home. And what she should have asked, in my opinion, was, how do I cure crick rot? But instead what she asked was what was causing it. And the answer was, it was a curse. And then Hard One asked who his parents were, so he got the names of his parents.
Oh.
And then Beverly asked what had caused his amulet to crack. Because he had an amulet of Pelor, who is the god that he worships. And he found it on their first adventure. And he's like, what caused this to crack? And the Watchman answered, Fiala's broken her pact with Pelor. And Fiala is one of the great heroes of Bohemia. And she was a cleric that worshipped the same god that Beverly worships. And he really looked up to her as like a role model, as like, this is what you can do if you have true faith in your god. If you have true faith in Pelor, specifically, because they shared the same god. And he had this moment of like, then what's the fucking point? If Fiala hasn't, like, if it wasn't worth it for Fiala, the most powerful cleric of all time, to keep her pact with Pelor, then what am I doing? So, as a way to lash out, they had been given these berries by the people who guarded the Watchmen, the monks, the order of monks that guarded the Watchmen, and they didn't talk, but like, if they didn't like you, they would give you a berry that was poisonous, and it would make you sick. And Beverly having seen this be like a response from the monks here when they heard something they didn't like. When he got the answer that he didn't like, he was like, I just have one more question for you. Would you like a berry? And immediately everybody was like, that's a bad idea. And the DM's immediate response was, roll a dexterity saving throw. And then Caldwell, realizing he'd made a mistake as Beverly, was like, I sleight of hand and switch it for something else. And the DM goes, he can see everything. He is an all-seeing god. He knows what you did. Roll a dexterity saving throw. And then Beverly fails his dex throw on the second. Or no, he like barely catches himself. And then he fails his strength saving throw and falls like hundreds of feet and almost dies. So it's like this moment where his faith was crushed, and then he literally had a fall from grace. And this song is so good at encapsulating like the feeling of the whole journey, because it starts out really light and then it gets into like what happened and how Beverly was feeling. It's very well done, and I love it a lot. It is one of my favorite fan songs I have ever heard.
Stupid fucking AI shit coming up in Google search results.
I hate that.
Ooh. I'm not gonna color pick somebody else's art, so I'm just gonna eyeball it. I got scared for a second because I was hearing music but couldn't figure out where it was coming from.
Where is it coming from?
It's coming from my stream!
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna... Whoa! Oh, oh. I'm so glad y'all can't fucking see that on stream. That scared the shit out of me. I fucked up and moved a canvas when I shouldn't have.
Did you almost show us weird stuff again?
No. It was, I accidentally grabbed the canvas that has Nightshade's ref on it and started dragging it around my screen. No, I don't have anything weird open tonight.
But silly moments. You could just throw your reference around.
I mean, I could. But I have no use for that. Big baby eyes.
I think one of the biggest injustices in fan art for the first campaign of Not Another D&D Podcast, not enough people make Hard-Won Ginger. He's supposed to be a redhead.
I think there's probably a lot of comedy to be had from watching me pick songs on Spotify while on stream. Wah. Oops. Wait, I'm doing that wrong. Yeah, that's how I want to do that.
Every time I look at my Twitch username, I remember when you thought it said JJ, the they, them, jet plane, or whatever.
Well, it's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah. Not inaccurate.
Why did my phone just light up?
I don't know, but my phone also just buzzed for some reason.
Little paw pads for baby.
3 p.m. Hell yeah. That means I can stay up late.
Oh, hi Puff. Okay. She just jumped in my lap. Whoops.
Why is Lear's name a different color than mine?
What do you mean?
On the icons on stream.
What do you mean?
Mine's like a cream color, and his is like dark.
Because it is color picked from the animal icon?
Okay. Okay.
What?
I didn't know if it meant that Lear had like muted or something. I was like, how did you do that?
No,
No, it's always
if I
been like
mute,
that.
this is what happens.
And I don't know why it does that.
I become a rabbit.
That's funny though. Wait, does mine change if I mute?
Nope.
Maybe it's because you never had a rabbit icon for me. No, you did! You did, because it was the one with the glasses.
Yep. I don't know why. I don't know why. What was I looking at that I was trying to fix?
I was looking at hedgehogs yesterday. I was thinking about getting another one. I do not have the money for a hedgehog right now, so I will not be getting one. But the breeder that I got my other ones from doesn't even live here anymore. They're in Florida now.
Oh, well. That's a sign.
No, because there's another one in Omaha that does like rehoming. So you can get one cheaper, but also like I hate to phrase it that way, but like you can rescue one from them. Because they're a rescue. My therapist yesterday, I swear I've talked to my therapist about my hedgehogs before, but I offhandedly mentioned having a hedgehog in the past. And she goes, "You had a hedgehog?" And I was like, "Yes, I've had 3 of them." And she was like, "What? How do you even take care of a hedgehog?" And I was like, "They're pretty high maintenance." They're pretty high maintenance, like, don't go out of town high maintenance. Like, don't leave the room for too long if they have wet bedding maintenance. Or else they'll try to eat it. I had one that did that.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Aww.
Wet and his non-canon baby. Bugbears get big. Wet is 3 feet tall.
You should name the baby Sop, as in like sopping.
No. I guess in all fairness, bugbears are goblinoids, so like.
Oh yeah.
He probably would use regular goblin naming conventions. But, like, sensations are not the only goblin names, according to the rulebook. They're also, like, sounds.
I know, I said stop because it would be funny if it was sopping wet.
Sopping wet!
Name him Plop.
Smithy, you're so right. No!
No, Plop.
Hard veto on that one.
Name him Plop, but only the Brutal Moose soundbite.
Luft is the air version of wet? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
Oh,
Like
oh,
humid?
oh, wait. I gotta... Yeah! Little shine on the nose. Wet little baby nose. I accidentally drew Wet's head a little pointy.
It's okay, this is a non-canon baby. You can have non-canon proportions.
Wait, his head's like where his hair is pulled back is a little pointy, and it's fucking me up. Cause it's just off model enough to like distract me. Although I did decide that what should be canon is he should have had freckles on the tips of his ears. I don't know why I didn't do that initially.
He had on stage makeup to hide them from the sun to keep them safe. I don't know. It was dark anyway. We were in the Twilight Meridian. So.
Well, he's from the... Fuck, where's he from?
I don't know. He's your character.
I know you.
You know that?
Listen, hold on.
What is friendship if I'm not allowed to bully you a little bit?
The Blazing Gardens, so he would probably need like sunscreen. So it's not stage makeup, it's just sunscreen that looks the same as his skin color.
He's wearing that like colored zinc that they use in Australia.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so when I was rereading the rulebook, I had totally forgotten to write down that I had totally forgotten to write down that Wet knows low speech, which is supposed to be the default one that you know.
Yeah, the common.
So I had...
I feel like I didn't write that down either.
So it was just really funny implication that Wet doesn't know common. That's not canon,
He
but that
just
was
walked-
funny.
He just walked up to us and started speaking. We were like, we'll go based on vibes.
Funnily enough, I have played games where not knowing common is a mechanic.
Really?
Warhammer, in particular, is one that you can do that sort of thing, and also reading is a skill in that game, and when I ran it, no one was able to read.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I did.
goodness.
I also did not put that Eden speaks common or whatever it's called.
Low speech.
Low speech.
That's so fucking funny, though, conceptually.
You know what's funny to me about Eden? So her class or her calling is Raider, so she should get extra speed, but because she got the quirk Girthsome, she's still average speed. Because Girthsome slows you down. So she's fast, but then she's not. She's potentially fast.
In
Did I
theory.
not
Alright.
update this?
Who wants to see Mir's first Transformer OC?
I do.
Yes. I never updated
I put it in the
it.
server so that Smithy can see too. Also, I couldn't come up with a better name than Fastball.
Oh, but
Fastball's a good name.
It's a good name. I stumbled over my words so much, I said, "Oh, buddy." I like this. I like the flames. They're really good.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that.
I thought it would be cool if, like, the entire upper part of the car just kind of folds around him, similar to a beetle, kinda.
Mhm.
So, like, the entire trunk just is on his back.
Some
like,
Transformer
flatbed.
toys are actually like that too. So it's not like out of the realm of possibility. Like it's very within like how those work.
Yeah, like, I can kind of envision how he transforms to, like,
Ouch, Puff, get off of me!
like, knees probably come up,
Wow, wow.
like, come down from under the hood. And his, like, arms wrap out from, like, the front, that kind of thing.
Mhm. Oh,
And then you can
forgot
just
to-
stand up. I'm not sure Transformers really have the inside of the cabin, like, exposed during transformation, but it's up there. I wanted to include the fuzzy dice my dad had.
Oop, that's the wrong server again. Well, sometimes... Okay. Depending on the continuity, sometimes you can see straight into the cabin, like, through their chest. Like, with, like, Optimus, how he's, like, a semi-truck and he's got, like, the windows as his, like, pecs. Sometimes you can see into them! So, like... Having like, the inside of the cabin visible in some way, like, is not out of the question either.
That's pretty cool.
Used to with older Transformers toys too, like specifically around the time of the Michael Bay movies, those were the ones that especially would have like the inner parts of the cabin were like visible through the windows or like whatever. And sometimes they would come with like I have an Optimus Prime figure from one of those movies where he had a little driver that when you transformed him would flip up into like his actual body so the driver would no longer be there. So like it didn't look like there would be a person inside there. There've been jokes made about it too. I remember back in the day there was like an animation that used to go around where Megatron is like, isn't it weird that Optimus carries the Matrix in his chest? I've seen humans in there. Like, what happens to the humans? But I mean, also to be fair, like the like interior of the doors on Nightshade are visible. That's what the like gold parts of like the doors here are. That's the interior. So but yeah, I totally see where you're coming from about like you put all the car details in the top, so like what do you do with the bottom? Because like I bullshit it most of the time. Although I will say this is part of the reason that I lean so heavily towards like Transformers animated designs, because a lot of those designs are bullshit anyway and don't like reflect what the vehicle actually is. Like some of them do, like obviously like the main 5 cast, like you can see the parts of their vehicle, but then when you get to the ones that are like not as prominent in the cast, they start looking fucking weird in comparison to like what they actually are. Like if I showed you Perceptor, you would not believe me that he turns into a truck. Hold on, I'm looking for a new song to listen to.
Transformers can be whatever they want. It's in the name.
True. Like, this design does not say truck to me at all. What part of this is the truck?
Big headlight.
Well, he's not exactly a truck. He's according to his model sheets and stuff. He is a mobile lab, but he's a truck. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Okay, that's fine. I'm probably gonna call it a night, because it is after 11 and I need to wrap up, so I'm not up all night.
Take care, Smithy. Have a good rest.
Good night.
Good night, Smithy. I don't have a Transformers folder anymore because I moved it into my external hard drive.
I still need to get an external hard drive.
Highly recommend it.
Don't have money.
I know Jay already said it, but I do like Nightshade's hands.
I'm glad. yeah, I'm gonna call it on the stream.
Alrighty.
I mean, we can still talk, but like,
Yeah.
it's
I
time
love
to wrap
talking.
it up.